everyone, and welcome to our table. How's it going, people? Can you hear me? Can you see me? So far, so good. So excited for episode 2. Before we hop in, just a bit of business at the top. As so many of you have noticed, we can have subscribers now, and we're so excited. We've got some super fun Twitch emotes down there for y'all to check out of us looking extremely goofy. You can skip pre-roll ads, and we are in the process of making a subscriber-only Discord. So if you are subscribed and you connect your Twitch and your Discord, you'll get access to our subscriber-only Discord. Ian will tell us a bit more about that in a second. We really appreciate everyone who subscribes, who gives us bits, everything. It's all going to make this stream as good as possible with new equipment, with being able to compensate future guests if we have them on, helping upgrade our tech in general. And we just really appreciate it. It really helps us keep this thing going. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who tuned in for our Disco Discusses Dungeons and Dragons last week. We'll probably do those once every other week to keep it going. It was super fun. If there's any internet issues, I've had a couple of internet issues on a couple of other streams. Just hang in there. We'll reboot. Just think of it as a brief intermission. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Ian, who can tell us a bit about our Discord and the rest of the crew. Say hi, players.
Hi, players.
Hi, players.
Hello. Thank you, Noah. So our subscriber-only Discord should automatically show up on your Discord as long as you are subscribed. Sometimes it takes up to an hour to show up, and you have to make sure that in your settings, either on Discord or on Twitch, that you've turned on the ability to sync your Discord to your Twitch account. If you don't have Discord, it's just a chatting platform where you can message people on servers. Each thing is kind of categorized in channels, and right now we've just got like the bare basics set up, but we'll add on more channels as it continues to grow and the community builds. I'm super excited. I might be chatting with y'all on there. We're gonna put our announcements when we're going live. Any sort of updates about DiscoDoesDnD, and you can leave suggestions for us if you have any ideas or things that you want us to maybe consider adding to our stream. There is a channel for suggestions as well. I'm super excited about it.
What I'd love to do now is I callously and cruelly didn't even mention we were all level 1 last session, but you all are level 2 now. So I'd love if we could go around for a brief second and just talk about some of the things we're gaining with our new level 2 abilities. Anthony, you want to kick us off?
Sure. I'm playing Tisryn, Eric Cochran Monk, based on a red-tailed hawk. And in level 2, I get key points, which are channeling my life energy to do special things like I can do a thing called a flurry of blows, where if I hit you once, I can hit you twice more. Boop, boop, beep, boop, boop.
All right, that's it, man.
And then I could also do like what's called patient defense, where I can go like, haha, you tried to hit me, but I'm much more hard to hit. And I can also do step of the wind, which means I can go much faster and farther. Step of the wind.
Blue, what's Rufus got for us?
Rufus. Sorry, my dog is.
Come on, Beetle.
Rufus
get together. We're live.
I can choose an arcane tradition at this level, and Rufus is using and is in the School of Conjuration.
All right, that's news to me. I'm excited.
Which will be very fun, and can do some pretty fun stuff. Why? Still laugh at me. Can do some fun stuff later on. I don't know how far we'll get in levels wise, but I'm excited.
And what about Tuyen?
So Tuyen at level 2 gets cutting action as a rogue. So that allows him to like move and act quickly. It gives him a bonus action on each of his turns during combat. and he can only like dash or disengage or hide. So just kind of being fast and sneaky.
Fantastic. And before we kick off the episode, Tisryn, do you want to give us a bit of a recap of last episode?
Sure. So I went up to my spot on the roof, and I took out my little journal, and I have very bad handwriting, but I'm writing a letter to my master back at the monastery. His name. So I said, "Dear Kolgola, dear Master Kolgola, hi, I made it. I took a train. I learned that a train is more than just practice. It's a box that moves. I also learned that a dean is a leader. I also have work-study, which was work but no study. Confusing. I also practiced at sunrise, but no one joined me. I miss practicing with everybody at the monastery. I also have friends, lots of friends. I made a friend named Rufus who keeps calling me Bird. And I made a friend named Tuyen who does a thing called flirting, which I don't quite understand. And I also met a really weasel that I named Weasel. And raced, and I lost, but it's okay because it's okay to lose. And I'm really excited. I haven't met anybody who can help with my book, but I'm trying, and I hope you're feeling okay. Okay, I'm going to go do more study and maybe some work, or maybe work study, which is still confusing. Bye for now.
Perfect. Truly an excellent recap.
Can he write? I thought you couldn't read.
No, I can read. What do you mean?
Well, we don't know. Nobody's there, so he could just be saying this out loud, and it could be not being scribbled. We don't know. Maybe that's something for us to discover. When we just had finished, you all had seen this bottle of wine out in front of your door with a note from PA Witherthorn thanking you for dispatching with some monsters and encouraging you all to come to his office when you are free. What would you all like to do towards the end of this day?
I would like to have some of the wine. I've had wine at the monastery. There are monks who grow grapes and they make it, so I know what that is. It's delicious.
I'm going to say that you have the ability to open a wine bottle. Maybe you use a claw.
Sure, I have talons.
Yeah. You talon the wine cork out, pops out, and pour yourself a glass. Oh, perfect. And it's delicious. It's very sweet, not too bitter. It's very good. Tuyen and Rufus, do either of you partake in a glass, or do you abscond?
No. Have you drank wine before?
Me?
Yes.
Sure, yes. At the monastery, there's a monk. There's a monk there that likes to use cultivating grapes, and I know that this is what he do. And he steps on the grapes with his feet, and he makes the wine.
Okay, you know what wine is.
That's really cool.
Yes.
I'd love to have a glass. Could you pour me one, please?
Absolutely, I can do that. Here you go, Tuyen.
Thank you very much.
Were you flirting just now?
I don't know, was I?
I'm going to bed.
Okay, good night, Rufus. It's very nice to meet you today. And
good
yesterday.
night.
Or no, today. It was all today.
No, today. Yep, that's still today. And we sleep in the same room. So but good night, anyways.
Can't miss your beauty sleep, pretty boy.
Oh wait, before I can actually go into Jeeps's room.
Yes. Yes.
Jeeps, can I come in for a second? I just need some space.
As you wish, sir. Jeep stands up from the bed where he was lying down and just sort of stands in the corner, giving you the full room.
What does the room look like?
It's just like it's like a very small studio with a bed in the corner, a small wooden desk, very like unceremonious desk, and a wooden chair, and then like a small little like a small wood burning stove for heat and for food.
For heat and for food.
Mm-hmm.
Jeeps. So I think what I'd like to do is, if you could take, just until I get this sorted, if you could take the other room, if you could take my bed in the other room with those two, and I stay in here, and that we get this sorted out tomorrow.
He make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
That's rolling terribly. Where are you? Persuasion. Eight.
He looks at you and says, "Sir, I don't mean to be too forward, but I believe it would be inappropriate for me to sleep in a room with two younger people. I'm sorry, sir. If you
You're
wish,
like-
I could leave the campus and let you have this room. I could vacate it completely."
No, I need you here. That's understandable. I understand. That's fine. I'm just going to take. I like having pillows. I'm just going to take one of his pillows.
Of course, you take a pillow and that is the only pillow. There's not multiple pillows. So you take his pillow, but he just nods and watches you as you exit the room.
Thank you.
And I've pulled down the covers on Rufus's bed to make it prepared for him.
Rufus, you walk in and you see Tisryn pulling the covers down on your bed.
Wow, I thought we decided on who has which bed.
No, this is for you to make it. I told you I would be. We make it the place good for everyone who's in our living space all the time.
That the sentiment there is very nice. I thought that everything was done when we came in, and I just like to have an untouched space, and it was very. I'll take your bed if you haven't touched it by any.
No, I also did it to my bed first.
You've also touched your bed. Okay,
Yes.
so you've done it probably to everyone's, I'm assuming.
Yes, I did it to Tuyen too.
Okay, okay. I'm just gonna take off my coat, put the pillow down on top of the other pillow, and just not get under the covers and just lay flat on the bed.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Anything else you all would like to do this evening?
I meditate on the roof
Okay.
and finish the letter.
Finish
I started
the
the letter,
letter.
but I finished the letter.
You finish the letter. You see that the sky is clear. There's, the stars are out. Large clouds sort of rolling through will obscure the moon momentarily, but nothing else of note happens.
Mm-hmm.
You sip your glass of wine up there.
Mm-hmm.
The next day comes. Nothing on the docket for y'all. What would you like to do?
Of course, I rise at sunrise and do my hour of calisthenics and practicing the new moves that I perfected.
You do that extremely well.
Thank you.
But nobody.
I try to get if nobody is awake at all.
You don't see anybody awake. You are at the crack of dawn. There's nobody there.
Heavy sigh. But I go on.
Yes.
Into it.
Very brave.
Is he anywhere near us? Do we hear this from the roof or wherever he is?
He's in the courtyard.
Okay.
Are you actively making a lot of noise, Tisryn, or are you
Maybe every once in a while, like a "Hwah!"
Mm-hmm.
But only every once, not all the time.
Why don't you both make constitution checks to see if you remain asleep every once in a while?
Oh.
Phew!
Jesus.
Ha! And this is
I got a 9.
A 9?
This is all on the ground. I'm not flying during it. It's
Right.
all-
I got a dirty 20.
Yeah, Rufus, you made sure you tried to stay up as late as possible so nothing weird happened, no more cover shenanigans. But Tuyen, every once in a while, you'll just hear a karate sound, and you'll just sort of shoot up out of bed, but then you'll fall back to sleep unless you wish to remain awake after
sleep
everyone
in.
shouts. The morning comes. You finish your things, and you can see that food is being prepared, like a morning buffet breakfast. Students come in. It's kind of up to you guys. You can look for somebody, you can explore the campus, or you can try and track down PA Witherthorn.
Well, do I see my gnome friend?
You do not see what is their name? Dear God, what is it? You do not see Grizzle Thumb Slappywag.
What is their name?
Gressel Thump Slappy
Slappy
Wag.
Wag.
Yeah, you don't see them actually.
Didn't we have? Don't we? When is the meeting that we have with?
It was sort of an open invitation.
Okay, I'd like to gather. Like, I'd like to get both of your attention somehow. Although I don't know where to find you to talk about that.
I mean, I went to the cafeteria and then I took my food to the roof.
You went to the roof? Okay, so
I'll just be in like wherever the common area in our dorm is. Is there like a living
Yeah,
room
it's
situation?
like there's a small area with like a couch and a table, and then 3 sort of like almost cubicles for you to sleep in.
Okay. Tuyen's just practicing throwing daggers at the wall, much to Rufus's disappointment.
At first, Rufus, you're disappointed. Then you look over and you see that there are actually old dagger holes in the wall from a different student, and it seems like maybe this is just something that happens in the first year dorms.
Tuyen, have you seen the bird? I need to. I'm trying to. The meeting that was on the note with the wine. I think that we should.
Oh yeah,
take advantage
PA.
of that. Yes, and maybe
Witherthorn.
and see him today if we have time. I
think
can't find-
Tisryn. I think I saw him on the roof or go up to the roof earlier.
the roof. Okay.
Do you want me to go?
I can go. Or you can go, or we can go.
Let's go together. Yeah.
Right. All right. Yeah. Well, can we go up check the roof?
Yeah. How do you get to the roof? There aren't like stairs to the roof, because Tisryn does fly up to the roof. So
There's no like stairs up to the roof.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
You can yell out the window to try and get his attention. You could try and climb up the side of the building.
No, I'll yell. I'll yell. I'm just gonna get up as high as we can and realize there's no stairs, open a window, and bird.
Oh, I would recognize that voice anywhere. And I flap down and I'm hovering by the window. Hello,
Hi.
my
Yes,
name's not Bird, it's Tisryn.
Sorry. Yes, I was wondering if you had the time today. I think that we should all go down and try to have that meeting with the PA.
Oh yes, I have nothing but time. Let's go. And I fly down to the courtyard.
Oh, right now. Okay.
You all gather in the courtyard and make your way to the offices of PA Witherthorn, which aren't terribly difficult to find because you had seen before that all of the Scanlonian College offices are in like this long road to the east of the Rio Del Mar main stage. So you're kind of familiar where they might be. And they're all, as you get closer, you can see they're each clearly labeled with different names of faculty. And you find the one that is labeled with Witherthorn on the front.
Okay.
I knock on the door.
Yeah, you knock on the door. You can hear like the scooting back of a chair, and then an older human man, probably in his early 60s, opens the door. He's bald with like a ring of white hair. He wears blue slacks and a blue button-up shirt that's unbuttoned, like one button too low, and a bit of white chest hair is kind of poking out. And he immediately recognizes you, Tisryn, because you had interacted. Oh, come in, friends. Thank you so much for coming to visit me. Do you have a
delicious wine?
Ah, yes. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's quite a special bottle. I appreciated everything you did. He brings you inside of his office, which is this narrow rectangular office that sort of stretches very long. It's not very wide, but it's about 50 feet long and only about 10 feet high. On one side, there's this natural exposed brick. Sort of giving the impression that it might be like carved into the mountainside. And then in the other wall, there's 4 lengths of shelving that run like the entirety of this 50 feet of wall. And they're just all covered in books of different types. There's like ratty scripts, there's impressive tomes, there's paperbacks. There's just like all sorts of books of all different types. And then at the very far end of his office is like a small window that lets in a bit of light. And underneath that is a desk that's like stacked with papers and maybe some sheet music. There's some open books, and Witherthorn steps behind it and reaches into a drawer and pulls out 4 like fine crystal wine glasses and an uncorked bottle of wine, which or previously opened one, and begins to fill up the glasses. First off, I wanted to sincerely thank you for the help. I have to apologize. I was a bit frazzled in the moment when you came to the stage, but some of my students explained the situation after the fact, and I'm most grateful. Because if you weren't there, I wouldn't have been able to finish my show because of you 3. Would you all care for a glass of wine?
Oh, yes, please, Mr. Witherthorn.
Sure.
I'm actually going to be a student of yours. I'm going to be taking performing for the audience. I'm really excited.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, let me say I'm most excited to have you. Do you have a background in performance, or is this more merely a jaunt for you?
I do. So I've been performing, well, not performing, but I've been helping my captain, Captain Crowley. He's the performer. I sort of just do tech behind the scenes, but I'd like to learn how to perform I'd like to join him someday.
Will you roll an insight check?
Mm-hmm. Insight.
What time of the morning is it?
It's still like breakfast was just served.
And what?
I got a 20. I got a nat 20.
A nat 20.
Oh, no!
You see, as you say, Captain Crowley, you see that there's definitely a face of recognition of who that is. And then you see that moment of not anger, but just professional jealousy, which we know. I feel like, it's like when you hear that the actor got the job and you're like, man, they're good, but I'm still kind of jealous of them. And he says, wow, I of course am aware of Captain Crowley. He's an incredible performer, one of the best that I know of. That's extremely impressive. You must have learned so much watching him from the wings. It must be incredible.
It's amazing. Like, he's an icon to me, but also like an amazing mentor. And he taught me how to throw daggers. And I'm excited to, learn how to sing and dance and be able to impress him, because I really want to perform a duet with him someday.
Well, I feel like now I must impress you in this class, so I promise I will be on my very best teaching abilities, if you will. I'm
looking forward to it.
I was actually wondering. Well, look, I can tell that you 3 have potential. It's no surprise to me that you've begun to tutor under Captain Crowley. I have an eye for students with potential, and I'm always interested in meeting them. But I was actually wondering if I might enlist your help a bit. You see, not many students are as capable as you are, and I hate to admit it, but those monsters, the ones that appeared, were not the first ones on campus. Now, of course, we have beasts who wander out of the forest, or abominations created in a lab that get loose. These things happen. But those monsters seem to be something different, something not like that. The fact that no one I've spoken to could identify them speaks to a certain amount of concern. I mean, Tisryn, have you been able to identify what those creatures were at all, talking to anyone?
Not even a little bit. I can tell you, though, that when I hit it with my stick, it fell apart.
Sure. Yes, that is a good thing to know about your stick. Thank you for sharing. The truth is that before students started arriving on campus this year, there were a few sightings of monsters that simply didn't belong here. And I'm worried that this might be the work of a faculty member or someone of the staff. These monsters were sighted during orientation, before students were even here. My main concern is that if these monsters keep appearing, we'll have to cancel this year's main stage production, which would be simply a travesty.
What is the main stage production this year?
It's a play called Death and the Tower. It's about a man who falls in love with his brother's wife, and in exchange for his soul, he has his brother killed, and then in a fit of despair, the wife flings herself from the tower, splashes into the ocean below, and the man is left to suffer alone for all of eternity. It's a tragedy. It's incredible meaty roles. It's a bit old-fashioned, I'll admit it, but it never fails to deliver.
Tuyen, maybe you could play the man.
Well, I must say,
Oh,
usually,
thank you.
I must say, usually, actually, first years aren't actually allowed to audition for the main stage roles. But I was thinking perhaps if you could help me, we could amend that rule.
So to
I would be-
recap, oh, go ahead.
I would be more than willing to help. Anything that you need.
Fantastic. Yes, to recap, Rufus.
Well, so there are these creatures that you think may have something to do with the faculty and not the students.
Yes.
They're dangerous and they almost killed us.
Yes.
But the thing that you're most worried about is the school play and not the lives of the students at this school. Also, shouldn't just a teacher be handling this, or you for any?
Well, my thought is that if it is a faculty member, if it is a member of the staff, if I involve myself, it will immediately get around. And whoever is behind this will get out ahead of it so far that I'll never have a chance to figure out what's going on. I was hoping that you all might be able to go a little bit more under the radar than I would. If I'm seen fighting monsters, it's going to get out immediately, and there'll be no chance of stopping this. It'll just be putting out small fires as opposed to really clamping down on what's going on and figuring it out, frankly.
What's a radar and how do you go under it?
That's a fantastic question. A radar is an ancient device. It's a spinning wheel that will mark certain positions on a map using a sort of demi-planar magical device. And you go under the radar. It's an old expression meaning that radars used to only work on ceilings, and the only way to be unseen by that radar was to stand directly beneath it.
So are we going around with ceilings all the time?
Not quite, but close enough.
Okay. I think I understand. By the way, Rufus, I did not almost die at the hands of those creatures. They did not touch me, so do not speak for me.
I almost died.
All right. But I saved you. I saved you.
Yes, you did, but what I'm saying is that there were only 3 of them. We don't know how many of these things there are. So what, I mean, I'm assuming that we can get something in return for this work.
Of course. Well, I was actually going to propose that to you. I know as a Jones, money will be of very little interest of you. So I would like to pose the question to you, and I'd let's just say bend the rules to give you a chance to audition for the play. But Tisryn, Rufus, I've been at this school for a while. I'm very well connected. I could offer you many things. Yes, Tisryn, did you have something in mind?
I see you like books. Can you take a look at this book?
Yeah, he reaches his hand out and takes the book. Will you describe again what your book looks like?
Yes, it's a book. It's an old book. It's very ornately, it's got a very fancy design, but the words do not look like any kind of language that Tisryn can read, or everybody I've shown it to, no one can read it. But so one of my master Kolgola told me to come. One of the things I could do here was try to find somebody who could help us understand what's in this book.
I must say, Tisryn, I don't know if I'm the person to unravel this. I'm more of a reader. I don't know much about books, about languages. I just love the written word. However, I think I could arrange a meeting with someone who might at least lead you in the right direction. A teacher in the Bailey School, known as Lorelei the Collector. Perhaps if I gave you a letter proposing an introduction, you could bring the book to them?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. Well, would you agree then to help me track down any other monsters that might be on campus?
Yes, I have my stick at the ready.
Fantastic. He pulls out a sheet of paper and writes a quick note and folds it up and hands it to you and hands the book back. Bring this to Lorelei the Collector in the Bailey School.
Rufus, will you help me find Lorelei the Collector in the Bailey School?
Baby? When I have a bit of free time, can I do an insight check on him?
Yeah, what are you trying to divine with your insight check?
If there was like any weirdness when he was talking about like other faculty members.
Certainly. Roll an insight check.
It's a 9.
He's a teacher. He's telling you what's going on.
So helpful.
Wow. And in terms of my payment, so to speak, I was wondering, and I really tried to have a meeting with the dean and everything, but if I could have the single room that I was promised before coming here. You see, both my older siblings who attended this school, they both had single rooms, and both my father was the same. So I just I think there was a mix-up in this situation.
Would you like to stay in first-year housing or move somewhere else?
What do you mean by somewhere else?
I could find a single room in another part of the campus, or I could look for a single room for you in first-year housing. It's up to you.
Well, I would have to stay near Jeeps, who's staying right next to us right now. So if he could be moved with me, that would be great.
I'll inquire about a single room for you and for this your Jeeps. And perhaps we'll find something in first-year housing, so you won't have to move far. How about that?
Okay. Yes.
Is Jeeps with us, by the way?
Rufus, is Jeeps with you?
Yes.
He's just standing, looking over your shoulder, unmoving. Yeah. The teacher's kind of looking up at him, waiting for him to say anything. Doesn't say anything.
How will I find you once you've made? I'm having a little trouble finding people who I keep needing to find on this campus.
Well, I would be here, or you can find me at faculty housing, which is where I am when I'm not here.
Great. Okay. Thank you. That sounds good.
I would just say, the last bit we've heard about any monsters were some strange barnacle type things that were sighted over at Stadium Due East. That might be a place to start.
What's a barnacle type thing?
To be
you go ahead.
No, do you have information about it? I'd love to hear it.
I was going to change the subject, so you go. If you want to know what barnacles are, we're going to have to. Yep, go ahead.
I don't know, to be honest. I've just heard about it, so I've never seen one. So I don't know. That's up to you, I suppose, to figure out.
I know there's barnacles in the ocean, so maybe it's some kind of sea creature.
Yes, Bird, do you know what a boat is?
Yes.
Oh, you know what a boat
is? Boat is something that's on the water.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
yep. I used to live on a boat, a really, really big boat.
Yes, but a boat's a ship, and sometimes you can find barnacles attached.
As you all are talking, you hear a knock on Witherthorn's door, and he says, I actually do have my next appointment. Is there anything else, any other questions you all have before this?
Just thank you so much for your time, sir. I really, really appreciate it.
Tuyen, it was such a pleasure to meet you.
I also wanted to say thank you very much, and can I shake his hand, and I'm not going to do that. I just want to shake his hand.
Sure. You put out your hand for an extremely formal handshake. He reaches out and shakes your hand. A little. It's the formality is maybe a little strange to him, but he participates. And then looks at you, Tisryn, as everyone has a slight bow. If you could just let my next appointment in on your way out, that would be lovely.
Can we see who it is?
Yeah,
Tuyen finishes his glass of wine really quickly.
Yeah, and you see that Witherthorn also has his wine and is sort of sipping it as you exit. As you exit the door, you sort of open it up, and Tuyen, you see a familiar figure kind of getting ready to enter in after you. It is a purple-skinned tiefling in an extremely tight white shirt and a black jacket made of either snake or crocodile skin. In between their two small horns is this pompadour of black hair that's greased back, and on either side they have large sideburns. In one hand, they're sort of fiddling or twirling a pair of black sunglasses, and in the other hand, they're holding a lit cigarette. You know this person is Stefan Gallo. who, as you open the door, he's taking a drag of a cigarette and says, "Oh, well. Look who the cat dragged in. I was waiting to run into you, Tui."
Stefan, are you taking Mr. Witherthorn's class too?
I don't know. I just thought I might have a little chat before I did. I wanted to kind of audit the class. I don't know if it's up to my caliber, to be honest with you.
Please, just don't. Stay as far away from me as you can.
Are you allowed to smoke indoors?
Cool group you got here, too. They seem really hip to the vibe.
Don't. You know, I hate it when you call me that.
Did you say hip?
Have
to
a good
the
meeting.
vibe?
I will have a good meeting. I'll see y'all later. Bye, bird. And
My
then
name is
walks in
Tisryn.
and shuts the door behind you, slamming in your face.
Tuyen, did a cat drag you here?
No, he's just a pain in my ass. And unfortunately, he's around campus. I don't know if he's living here, but I really hope not.
Well, he's very rude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And we don't exactly get along, so I'm just going to try to avoid him if I can. He's not a good person. Just stay clear from him.
Do you need me to tangle with him?
We don't
to
tangle.
what?
Don't tangle with him. We don't need to do that, do we?
I mean, you have my consent. This is an open invitation. If you want to, please feel free.
I knock on the door.
No,
Maybe
that's
right
not
now.
right now.
Maybe
That's not- he's
because
with-
I don't want to leave a bad impression on
The
Mr.
door
Witherthorn.
opens oh, yes, Tisryn?
I just have a message for the gentleman who just stepped in.
Sure.
Tisryn.
Yes, and I point to him and I say, "We are
Tisryn.
going to tangle if you do not leave Tuyen alone. You have been warned." And I bow.
That was a funny, very funny. He does that all the time, and I shut the door. And we're not going to do that anymore. Not when that was a very.
Well, Tuyen told me to.
No,
That's not exactly what I was planning on you doing, but maybe next time, like if you see him on campus, you don't have to tell him that you're gonna tangle. You can just kind of sneak up on him and do it.
Okay, I'm very good at that. I've been practicing maneuvers. I will practice maneuvers on him, and we will tangle
Thank
Well,
you.
also,
I
you don't- I
appreciate that
to
so
defend your
much.
honor.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't condone of this, but if you want to be more aggressive, I don't think tangle is the right word to use for this. I don't think I've ever
Tangle
heard
is-
someone.
It is
Say
a
tangle.
it is a way you describe hand-to-hand combat. You tangle with each other.
I think it'd be better if you just said, I'm going to fight you, or I'm going to hit you, or something like that. Rather than, it sounds like you're saying you want to tango. It sounds like something else. It sounds like dancing. It doesn't sound like aggressive.
Oh, I'm taking a dance class.
No, we're not going. I'm not trying to change the subject.
No, I'm taking
Please.
a dance class.
Please
That's
don't
very
dance
fun,
with him.
but I'm just saying, if you want to fight him, don't say you want to tangle with him. Does that make sense?
Can we get out of here? I'm kind of uncomfortable with how close
Yeah, it
we are
smells like
standing
cigarettes.
to
Can we
this, to this
please
door
leave?
right now.
You all leave. You all leave. Where would you like to go? You're sort of outside of the hall of offices, sort of in this sort of cobblestone and tree covered area. You have a general idea of where Stadium Due East is,
Yes.
but
We must find the barnacle type creatures.
Right? Do
I
we
need
have
to
do we have
get some
classes
aggression
right now?
out. Oh, that's a great question, actually. Are we skipping class to do this, or what?
it's sort of like it's very loose when it comes to classes. I'll let you know when you have class. It's real. It's like real college where it's like, whatever class. It'll just
Like,
happen.
High
I've
school
won.
TV show. We don't have class.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm free to head over right now if we want to go and try to get this out of the way.
All right. You all begin walking east towards Stadium 2 East. You're sort of make your way through some paths that sort of open into large cobblestone paths or paved paths that then like sort of get really, really thin again as like trees, these heavy, big trees sort of cover your way. You like lose sight of the sky and then it opens up again. You cross this large suspension bridge. And as you make it to the other side of this bridge, will everybody make a perception or insight check with advantage?
It's a bad roll, but that's a better roll. That is.
I got 8s both times. So
18.
8.
18.
14.
14. You all, including you two, Yen, see like this movement from behind the trunk of this large tree as sort of jumping out, but very with a very bad jump, like not a lot of height, not a lot of movement on the jump. You see this pale, sallow-skinned female humanoid shout at you, "Boo!"
What are you doing?
Excuse me?
Are you my... Are you trying to scare me right now? Is that what's happening?
She sort of looks down and nods. She has this long black hair that sort of obscures one eye, thick black eyeshadow, bright red lipstick. She's got this pattern tattoo on her collarbone. She's just head to toe in black in this sort of like crosshatch leather corset and a black lace cowl that sort of hangs over. You can see her skin is extremely pale. Her eyes are like this bright yellow and sort of seem to squint as she goes into the sun. She says, I'm in acapella scares and scores with you. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I knew I would be terrible at this. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't even know why I bothered trying.
Oh, don't be too hard on yourself. I mean, you've got a really cool tattoo, so clearly you're bolder than you think you are.
I guess maybe, but I couldn't scare anybody if my life freaking depended on it. I'm such a freaking loser. I suck.
No.
Every journey begins with a single step. Every scare begins with a single boom.
Yeah, he's very wise, yeah.
I guess I just feel like maybe. Look, my name's Moonswallow, by the way. It's really nice to meet you. Thank you two for being so nice to me, because nobody's really been very nice.
You're very welcome. Would you like to practice calisthenics with me at sunrise every day?
I think I might be too embarrassed to do something like that. I can barely scare somebody.
But maybe that would help you. Maybe if you had strength of your core muscles and strength of your thigh muscles and strength of your calf muscles, that might help you leap out with more determination.
I'm going to cut him off there. You don't have to do that. He's been asking a lot of people. He does this at sunrise every day, and it'd be nice if some people joined him.
Tisryn, will you roll a persuasion check?
I'd be happy to. That is what is that number? My eyes are so bad. It's just 2.
A 2. She says, "Oh, great, something else for me to suck at. Thanks a lot. I can't even jump. It's. I'm really.
Hey! You're too pretty to be so hard on yourself. Don't worry about it. You'll get better."
She sort of smiles while looking down at the ground. Really? You think I might get better at it?
Yeah, you definitely will. Just, practice makes perfect.
Well, do you think maybe we could, I don't know, like scare your next target to get you think you could maybe teach me how to scare? Or
yeah.
I don't know, maybe even your calisthenics, we could do scare aesthetics instead or something like that.
You see Tisryn's brain just like...
Could we do it at a time that's not sunrise, maybe at night or something?
Night would be perfect.
I think if you change his schedule, he's going to explode.
Well,
but yeah, you can totally help me scare this purple gnome person whose name I forget. something
You have
that sounds ridiculous.
Yarth
Yarth?
Breaknot,
Yeah.
who is a giant yellow troll.
Oh, yellow. Sorry.
And big,
Yellow
very
troll.
large.
He hasn't been this quiet for this long in a very long time, and I'm starting to get worried.
Oh my god, did I hurt him? I'm so sorry.
No, I don't think you
I
heard him. I think
screwed
he's
up
just got a very
again.
no. You didn't screw up. You didn't screw up. Look. I understand, and we all have things that we're not very good at. But there's no need to be so hard on yourself.
Why? I suck.
You know, let's work on your self-esteem a little bit. Have you ever, I don't know, like done positive affirmations, like telling yourself something over and over until you actually believe it? Like just saying like, I'm strong.
Yeah,
I'm capable.
I do that all the time. I tell myself I suck, and then that's what I think. Is that
Well,
it?
That's not positive though. Like you got to tell
Oh.
yourself something that will make you feel better, not like degrading yourself over and over.
Right.
Just try saying it right now. Just try say, I am strong. I am capable.
I'm strong. How is that?
That
That's
is a
good.
start. Yeah,
It's
you
a
can
good start.
just keep doing that until you actually believe it, and then
Hey, is your friend okay?
I do a standing backflip, and I go boom.
No, he's not. He's not going
You
to.
can
He's just
see her
thinking
start
about.
to cry, and she says,
No,
"Why
no.
would you do that?"
He's
Tisryn, will
processing
you take a
things.
negative relation point with Moonswallow Winterbane? Why? Oh my
No,
god!
Moonswallow. He's just practiced. I think he's just. This is how his brain works in a very specific way, and I think this is just how he processes things. He's not trying to attack you or anything.
Okay, but he just scared me. You know, right as after I said I was strong. Of course, something bad happens.
Okay, but I think what you're doing is you're just staying in the negative mindset. You know, you've put yourself so deep in there that you can't get out. You know, I mean, listen, right now, I mean, maybe you can teach him something. What would you call if you were faced with somebody else and it was aggressive and you were, what would that be called if you were going to engage physically with each other in an angry, aggressive way?
Like if you were sort of like. Like you mean like tangling?
wow, that's
Tuyen,
more
can you take
popular
over?
than I thought it was.
Sorry.
You take over.
Sorry.
Can you take over?
You know,
Sorry.
okay, so Moonswallow, I think that you definitely do have, you know, things that you're really good at. It's just,
I do.
you know, yeah, like what?
Well, I'll tell you. You know, I love poetry and I love reading poetry and that makes me really happy. So I love looking at paintings. I just kind of like that stuff a lot. And I do like to sing.
Oh, you love to sing. I mean, that makes sense because you're
Yeah.
in capella.
Exactly.
Well, so you're just a creative type. That's okay. So sometimes people are, you know, better at creative stuff than athletics and strength, you know. But being strong isn't about being physically strong. It's also about being like emotionally strong too. And it seems like you're in touch with your emotions. Some of them are kind of depressing, but that's okay. You can work through that.
So why do you want to be scary? If these are the things that you like, then
Well,
why?
I don't want to be scary. It's just that's part of being an a cappella scares and scores. and Tuyen
is,
was my
yeah.
target. But
Yeah.
maybe
Who's
I mean-
the teacher of this class?
Tommy, well, there's no teacher. It's a campus club, but Tommy is like the current scare leader. Since I guess I'm new. I'm new, you know.
So do you even sing in this?
Yeah, of
class?
course we sing. We sing the school fight song. Remember, Tuyen?
Yeah.
Well, listen, maybe I could just tag along for your next scare, and you could show me how it's done, because you seem really confident and cool, and like you know how to do this.
Yeah, we can totally scare. We can scare my target, whose name I'm forgetting again.
Yarth Breaknot.
Yarth. I need to write this down. Tuyen pulls out a pen and writes on his like wrist. Yarth.
Moonswallow puts out her wrist, thinking you're going to write on her wrist, and then sort of pulls it back, like, "Oh, sorry, never mind."
I can if you want me to.
Sure.
Okay. And he writes on their wrist.
Yarth Breaknet. Okay, I'll keep a look if I see them around anywhere. Thanks. What was your name? Old guy and the guy standing in front of you, and looks at you. Rufus.
I'm Rufus, and this is my Jeeps.
Thanks, my Jeeps. Thanks, Rufus. Tuyen, you can take a +1 relationship point with Moonswallow. She says, "Bye, Rufus. Bye, Tuyen," and then just kind of glares at Tisryn for a moment and says, "Bye," and then
nice to meet you.
That's enough.
Walks deeper into the forest, looking at her wrist.
Where was she coming from?
She was hiding behind a tree, waiting to scare you.
Okay.
Wow, I think I have a crush on her.
I think that you have a crush on lots of people. And we're here to talk about it if you want to. If you need to talk to someone, we're here for that.
Oh, I
if not,
appreciate
that's
that.
fine too.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Let's keep going.
You all continue. You continue going east to reach Stadium due east. It's a rather large, unimpressive open field with some fading chalk outlines here or there. On either side, there are these two small sets of bleachers. And as you look, you can see that the field sort of continues and then comes to this abrupt end that turns into like this cliff. And then far down the hill, you can see that it reemerges, the land reemerges, and then sort of turns into the obsidian ocean below. So it's just like this open view of the ocean and land miles below at the bottom of this sort of large sloping mountain. The field itself is rather shoddy and looks generally uneven and poorly managed, and it's dotted with splotches of brown grass. However, there is one section that looks pristine, and you see a group of students there all in matching outfits that are like blue and yellow and kind of sparkle. They're tumbling. They're sort of clapping their hands together, and they're sort of throwing each other up into the air and sort of doing flips and stuff.
I run over to them. May I join you in this exercise?
You see that everyone sort of stops the flipping and tumbling and stuff, and you can see pushing through this group of everyone with these matching white and blue and yellow uniforms is a fire genasi. He has black braided hair and these incredibly white teeth and these piercing red eyes that almost glow with like a light flame, a very muscular, thick neck. And he says, Excuse me, are you interrupting a flail snail cheer squad practice?
Oh, am I? I did not know this. I saw people exercising and doing beautiful maneuvers in the sky and on the ground, and I wanted to join because I am very good at these things and I would love to join. I've been looking for people to do these kinds of things with.
You want to join the flail snail cheer squad?
What is that?
Well, we cheer for all the sports teams, which aren't many, but we are incredible. Yeah! And does like a cool punch move.
I run up and say, I'm sorry for the interruption. I just, I mean, if you're just practicing right now.
Listen, whatever.
Very enthusiastic.
I don't care what any of you have to say unless you can cheer. So why don't we get to this, huh? If you can cheer, of course we want you on our team. If you can't, I'm not here to listen to you. I'm here to dance. I'm here to tumble, and I'm here to trick. Okay?
What do I do?
This guy's kind of a hothead.
Maybe I am a hothead. I don't care.
I do 4 backflips.
Roll a performance check. Roll a performance
I'm here
check.
to dance, I'm here to cheer, and I'm here to trick.
That is what is that? It's a 17 plus. 16.
Can I help?
It's a
Can I help
17
in
minus.
any way?
It's a 17 minus because I have negative charisma. 16.
16. You see this fire genasi says, "That's pretty good. Why don't we do this? What was your name? You know what? I don't
my name
care.
Is Tisryn.
I only care if you can cheer. Let's go. First, a cheer. Flail snails, 1, 2, 3. Flail snails, you're with me."
Flails, 1, 2, 3. Flails, you're with me.
Roll a performance check.
Can I help him in any way?
Maybe. You got to convince me. Are you going to do a cheer with him?
Oh no.
Then 100% no.
I rolled a 4.
A 4. You call that a cheer? Where's the sharpness? Where's the rhyming? Where's the heart? All right. I see that you can do 4 backflips, but can you do 5?
Yes.
All right. Roll an acrobatics check. And if you want to help with the backflips, you can try and you can roll an acrobatics check as well and see if you can help.
21.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you don't need my help.
Yeah. That's probably like 15.
Flu.
Not bad. Not bad at all. He looks back at all of the rest of the group and they sort of like nod. But he says, all right, so you can't cheer. You can trick. But now it's time to see if you can dance. Let's see what you've got. Roll me an athletics or an acrobatics check to see the crispness of your dance.
You've been taking dance classes, yes?
Not yet. I don't think he's taken it. First class.
Can I help him out by rolling an athletics check?
Not on the dance. Not on the.
Okay.
Yeah.
24.
You finish this. What does your dance look like?
It is flapping my wings in great maneuvers while I'm moving my arms in other maneuvers and kicking my legs up, and then I do a jump split at the end.
Wait, you have arms and wings?
Yes.
I didn't know this. Oh, wow. This changes a lot. Okay.
You land in the splits. You see that this fire genasi does a front flip and lands in the splits sort of facing you. You see you're side by side. And he gets really close to your face and says, hey, welcome to the Flail Snail Cheer Squad, friend. And you see all of there's 20 other cheerleaders. They all sort of come and pile on top. They're all cheering. Yeah! And you can see from the scrum, you can see that Tisryn's been lifted up and is being flung into the air really high because these people are really good at flinging people to the air. And lands and says, this fire genasi gives you a huge hug and says, wow, that was an incredible display. Your cheering needs some serious work, and if you don't get it together, it's going to be a disaster, and I'll never let you forget it. But your tricking and your dancing, you're a natural. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anybody quite like it. What was your name again?
My name is Tisryn.
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 Everyone's sort of cheering a different version of your name. And you can see, Anthony, will you take a positive relationship point with somebody named Zachary Green?
Yes.
Tisryn, what are you doing with these friends of yours? I mean, you have so much potential. Why aren't you out here tricking and dancing all the time?
I would be very happy to do that, but we have been assigned to rid the campus of monsters also.
That's
we do,
kind of
that's
a
not,
bit of a.
No, it's an inside joke, but we have been tasked with something together, and we are friends. So it's did I hear what he said before? About, why is he with us?
Yes, definitely.
And he.
So go ahead. Go ahead, Blue.
No, it's just I'm saying that he's with us because we are his friends. And we are both quite special ourselves. And
oh yeah, what makes you so special? Can you trick? Can you dance? Can you cheer?
Well, I don't think that I can. Trick. My back. I don't think that I can trick, so to speak. But or cheer.
Here, and I lift up Rufus's foot and I flip him up in the air.
No! Make a athletics check with disadvantage.
Oh
Rufus.
no! Oh no!
God damn it!
Can I try to help him, catch him if he falls?
Well, let's see what Blue rolls.
You say acrobatics or
yeah.
athletics?
Tuyen, roll an athletics check.
9.
9.
Got 11.
Yeah, you get flipped up into the air. Rufus, you sort of are falling back, and Tuyen sort of like braces your fall, and you guys both sort of fall and spill backwards. Will both of you take a negative relationship point with Zachary Green?
Oh no.
I said not to. Don't touch my bed. Don't touch me. Don't throw me into the air. It's not. You have to ask permission before you do these things.
Oh, I will do so. I will ask permission before. May I now touch your head?
No.
Okay, I won't. I will not touch your head.
Great. Thank you. See, that works. That's great. Great communication.
Thank you.
Zachary, I don't know if I can dance yet, but I can try to cheer and I can try to trick.
It's too late, dude.
I didn't even.
You blew it.
I didn't.
2 seconds.
I didn't even try yet.
I look in your eyes and I can tell that you don't have what it takes to be on the Flail Snail Cheer Squad.
I do though.
Yes,
You know what?
do.
We don't-
You definitely do.
Hey, we don't want to be on the flail snail.
Good.
cheer squad.
I don't want you on the Flail Snail
Well, I
Cheer
don't
Squad.
want you to want us to be on the flail snail cheer squad. We're much better and above that, doing more important
No
things and
offense,
flailing
Tisryn.
our arms around, and singing some words.
If there's something more important than cheering, I've yet to find it. What were you here for anyway? You wanted to find some monsters?
We are looking for some barnacle-type sea creatures.
No, that's fine. We're doing a project. We have a project together for one of our scientific classes, and we're going to go finish that. Right, Tisryn? Bird?
I don't have a scientific class.
Oh my God! Can I message?
Absolutely.
Message. Oh, thank Jesus Christ. I'm gonna send a message to Tisryn and just say, we're going to find the barnacles. Don't tell them, please. It was a secret. Stop looking around. Stop looking around. It's me. I'm staring daggers at him. It's me. Look at my face. Look at Rufus's face. Yes, it's me. This is my voice in your head, and that's fine. We need to go and find these barnacles, and these kids are not supposed to know about it, right? So it's a secret. It's a super secret.
Who said
Don't
it's
speak
a
out loud.
secret?
Don't speak out loud. Just shh. It's a super secret mission that we have together, just us three, and they're not supposed to know about it. So can we please leave this, and you can come back and do the cheer whenever you want to. Just we have to go right now. Do you understand?
Okay, I have to go right now, Zachary. You told me your name, correct?
No, I don't think I did, but somebody told
I
you
have
to write
go.
it down.
Very, very friendly person who taught me how to cheer.
Zachary Green.
My name is Tisryn.
Tisryn, I knew that, but it's so good to hear it again. I love the way you say your name. Anyway.
Thank you.
Gross.
Anyway, look, I know I'm not supposed to know about these monsters or whatever, but if you look over there, and he sort of points like to the opposite side of the field, and you can see like immediately there's these like weird mounds of dirt. He's like, something weird's happening over there. I don't know. That's where I would look.
Oh, thanks
And
for
I
the
go.
tip.
Anthony, before you go, you have now joined the Flail Snail Cheer Squad as an extracurricular, as a campus club. That means you have a student dice for acrobatics. You get that now because I say so.
That's a D4, right?
Yes, anytime you once per day D4 for acrobatics. So you can add that to your report card.
Nice.
While we're walking away, once we
Yes.
get to like 30 feet away
Sure.
from Zachary, can I
Sure.
just slightly turn around and cast Infestation on him?
Yeah, of course. What's the save?
The save is Constitution 14.
He rolled a natural 20. I'm gonna see if he see. He looks back over his shoulder and sees you casting this spell as he and lands with a out of the way.
Did you just cheer in response to that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did it. Yeah. And
That's not you. It's not. You can't respond to magic with cheers. Are you kidding me?
It's okay, Rufus. He's not worth it. Let's just
will you
move
take
on.
Rufus? Will you take another negative relationship point with
I
Zachary
hate him.
Green? And as you're walking away, he says, "Cheers are magic. There's no difference between them." I'm sorry.
Oh, shut up, Zachary.
I'm sorry to people who like cheerleading. It's not supposed to be mean to cheerleading. It's really hard, and I could never do it. Just so we're clear. You can see that Zachary sort of then collects the group of other cheerleaders and sort of ushers them off. You can see that some of them protest as they want to keep cheering, but you can hear like him sort of be like, "Shut up and get out of here!" As he sort of bullies the cheerleaders out, so that you have the field to yourself. I'm
making a beeline to that mound of dirt.
Roll a investigation check as you see these. There's a couple of mounds of dirt. Roll an investigation check.
Can we also? Or no?
Yes. Everyone can.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
14.
14. Amazing. Anybody else?
Really bad.
9.
9.
This is gonna be low. Never mind. Yeah, it's lower.
With a 14, Tisryn, you can kind of see that there's a bit of a pattern forming where it's like a mound and then a deep just like emptiness and then another mound, and you're sort of able to maybe intuit where the next mound might appear.
I think the next mound might appear there.
What are these mounds? Do you?
I don't know, but I can tell. Like, look, that one's there. That one's there. The next one's going to be there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a very good find. Can we check out what? So it seems like they're forming themselves.
Roll a nature check.
21.
Yeah, they don't seem like naturally formed. They seem like almost like a gopher hill, like where it's like something's coming up in the middle and then dirt is going on the side, but they're like 3 feet wide. They seem like almost large places where something is going up and then maybe going back into the dirt.
Well, I didn't think that barnacles could exist in the dirt. I don't know if this is what we were looking for.
Is there anything that we can like send down into one of the mounds to see what's going on, or?
I'm going to fly up in the air and fly over them and look down upon them and see if there's anything else I see from above.
Roll a perception check.
That is 13.
13. Yeah, you just kind of see the same from above, this sort of trail of up and down mounds, leading to this sort of, you can intuit where like the space in between each mound would, the next one might appear.
Land. I can tell from above. It looks exactly like it does from the ground.
All right. Well.
Okay.
Should we get closer?
I'm going to go up to one and poke it with my quarterstaff.
Yeah, you sort of slide your quarterstaff in, and it just sort of like goes through soft earth, almost like it's a bit of an empty, like almost a small tunnel of collapsed earth, soft earth.
A tunnel. All right. Can we? So it's like it's hollow. What just went through?
It's like it's been bored out, and then the dirt has sort of collapsed back into it. So it's like soft earth filling a space that was cleared out from hard compacted dirt.
Should we try like stomping on the ground, or I don't know,
maybe there's something
digging
the
ground?
Digging?
I don't have a shovel.
Ooh.
The staff and try to
Oh wait,
clear
this
out
could be
some
fun.
of the keep poking and like try to clear out things.
Is there anything nearby that like a branch, a tree branch or something that I could use?
I could use minor conjuration to make a little shovel.
There you go.
It can't be longer than 3 feet. A shovel, a little shovel.
Roll. What are you exactly trying to do, Tis? Are you trying to like see if there's anything in there? Are you trying to like
poke around and try to see poke
roll
and
a investigation check.
That is a natural 20, but it's -1, so it's a 19.
you sort of poke your stick in this hole. You're sort of poking around, and you sort of slam it onto something hard, and then you sort of feel the ground and your pole begin to shake a little bit as sort of coming up through this already formed hole. You see this large circular creature sort of explode out, and then, like in the area sort of a bit farther away where these other mounds haven't gone yet, you see two other of these circular creatures smashing out of the ground. They look like large barnacles, but have like an opening in their circular carapace where a single stalked eye is out, like looking around. And sort of underneath that is this whip-like tentacle, and you can see these sharp, thick barbs that sort of rears back in an angry attack. Everybody roll initiative. And as we set this up, this is we're going to take our intermission here, and when we get back, we're going to have a little bit of a battle. We'll take a 5-minute intermission, and we'll see you back in battle vision. All right, intermission time. Hello, everybody. We're back. Oh, these maps got screwed up. Hold on. I got to fix them. How's it going, everybody? We're back from intermission. Let me switch these two maps so that they're right. There we go. That's better. When we last left off, some barnacle thingies, tentacle eyeball monsters appeared. And everybody rolled initiative. Rufus and Tuyen rolled 21s, and Tisryn rolled a 9. On this battle map, hopefully it's a little clearer. I wonder if we can make it a little clearer as we slowly try and do our best to have a good and proper viewing experience. This is Tuyen. This is Rufus and Jeeps. This is one of the monsters here. This is
Tisryn.
Thank you. And these are two more of the monsters over there. First up in the order is Rufus.
I think that can I do this? No. I'm gonna cast a chromatic orb on the one that's right in front of Tisryn.
All right.
Because it's
yeah. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Roll to hit. 16.
16 just hits. Go ahead and roll your damage for this thing in front of Tisryn. 15 points of damage. What type of damage was it?
These are barnacles, so it's a barnacle. I don't know, fire?
You hit a fireball and you can see it smash into the side of its carapace. It sort of like cracks and this green yellow goop seems to sort of slurp out of it. Slurp is a word. Yeah, that definitely does quite a bit of damage to it. Up next is Tuyen.
All right, I'd like to throw one of my daggers at the one that's like, well, is it within range, actually? Not the one that's closest to Tisryn, but the one that's like the next closest to me.
This one here?
The range is, it says 20 feet / 60 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So you'd roll at disadvantage if you wanted to try and hit that one that's far away.
Okay. In that case, could I dash first using my bonus action and then throw it?
Sure, yeah. How far do you want to dash?
So that I'm like 10 feet away from it.
And you have 30
Or actually 5 feet away from it.
And you have 30 feet of movement?
Yes.
All right, so you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Then with your bonus action dash, you can move that extra 5 feet. Is that good?
Yeah.
And you have another 25 feet of movement, which you still can use, but you're there now. You get up close, you have your action and 25 feet of movement.
Okay. I would like to use my short sword then.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
That is a 18 to
An
hit.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that is, a 3.
3 points of damage. All right. Yeah, you sort of bring up your sword and you sort of just slam it in. The blade sort of goes sideways, so almost like you're smacking it. But you see like the carapace chip a little bit as you do some damage. Up next are these creatures. This one here is first. It is going to roll a d4. 4. Okay. Rufus, will you roll a Constitution saving throw?
That got you 16. 18.
18, yeah. You actually see this thing begin to conjure magical energy, and sort of pull out almost like an ethereal or arcane stinger that sort of slams out at you. But you manage to duck at the last moment, and it sort of goes wide over your head, doing no damage. It then is going to try and escape by burrowing down. Tisryn, you'll get an attack of opportunity as it tries to burrow into the earth.
And I use my quarterstaff and I try to slam down directly on it.
Absolutely.
That is, I don't think that will hit. It says 13 to hit.
A 13 misses. It burrows down as you sort of just slam flat into the earth and disappears. Next are these two over here. The one closest to you, you see again, Tuyen, you see it sort of channel a bit of arcane energy, and then you sort of feel something start to push into your mind. Will you make a intelligence saving throw?
Okay. I got a 12.
A 12. That just saves as you feel something push into your mind. You're able to sort of force it out, just surprised that this creature is sort of using some sort of magic on you. And this one is also going to burrow into the ground. You can use your reaction to attempt to take an attack of opportunity on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack as it burrows into the earth.
Okay. I'm gonna use my short sword again. 15 to hit.
15 misses again as you swing your short sword down, just catching the earth. This one is going to move within 10 feet of you, and you see this small barbed tentacle whip back, and like sort of as this sort of like spinning like barnacle creature spins its body towards you, this tentacle lashes out from 10 feet away. Does a 21 hit?
21. Wait, what number am I looking
Your
at? Your
armor class, your AC.
Oh, yes.
And this tentacle whips across the side of your leg and sort of drags out the barb, sort of scraping against you, and you take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
But it is going to stay put.
Oh, Tuyen, are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Up next is Tisryn.
I'm going to run over to that mean creature that just hurt my friend, and I'm going to take my quarterstaff and I'm going to try to whack it upside the head.
25. All right, yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay, that's going to hit because that's a 23.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okay, and I'm going to say, you leave my friend alone. And that does, it does 5 points. 5 points of bludgeoning damage with my quarterstaff.
All right, yeah, you slam your quarterstaff down, and you can see you kind of like thwack the tentacle as the eyeball sort of like, you can see a bit of like ichor sort of drip out of the side of this eyeball. Anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
Yes, and then I'm going to, you see me like breathing, and I spend a key point, and I do flurry of blows.
All
and
right.
one, I use my claws of my foot, and I scrape it across its tentacle face. But I don't do well at that. It's 11.
You bring your foot, but it's sort of you sort of aim high, and it goes over top. Roll your second attack.
And then I try to do a backhand with my hand. And that is 17.
17 hits. Roll damage.
Okay. Oh, I feel much more satisfied with that one. But it is 6 points. 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points. Yeah, you feel your claws as you sort of swing backwards. You can feel them crack through the shell, and you get into like a squishy center. A bit of like liquid sort of pours out. This like yellow goop sort of streaks down the side where your claws have been, as that one looks damaged. Up next is Jeeps, who is Jeeps is going to step in front, and Jeeps is going to he reaches sort of down and pulls out just this long silver metal cane and holds it at the ready. He's going to hold his action in case one of these creatures appear.
Oh, so dope.
And
Jeeps, are you going to tangle?
No.
I believe I'm going to fight, if that's correct.
That's correct.
Rufus, it is now your turn.
Okay. I know what I want to do. The one that's still standing, how
Yes.
far away am I from that?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 40. 40 feet.
Okay. So I wouldn't. Do I have to? Yeah, I have to touch to use identify. Fuck. If I take a dash, like I can't cast anything if I take a dash, can I? No, I can't.
Unless it's a bonus action.
No. Oh, that sucks. Can I see the one that, like, how deep down did the ones that dug underground go?
They look like they've completely disappeared from your view.
Damn it.
You can hold an action. You can, do anything like that.
Okay, yeah, then I'm gonna try to get as close as I can to it now. I think I'm gonna use a dash action, and I want to like grab onto it. Like I want to get on it.
What's your speed?
My speed is 30.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, then dash 5, 10. I would say that you'll have to use your action next turn to attempt to grapple it.
Okay, then I'll just stay there.
All right. Up next is Tuyen.
Hello, Rufus.
All right, I'd like to use my short sword again.
All right. Go ahead. You want to kind of come up right into it?
Yeah,
All
that
right.
was a nat 20.
Nat
so
20.
24.
So because there are allies engaged with this enemy, you also roll your sneak attack damage, which you will double as well. So you'll roll your sword damage, your sneak attack damage. You'll double those, and then you'll add your attack bonus.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I got 2 from sneak attack and 8 from short sword damage. So doubling that, 20?
20 plus your attack bonus, which is like the number after the 1d6 of your short sword.
It did add that because it was.
It already did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Then 20 damage in total. You bring your sword up, having sort of missed the last time, and just slice this thing in half. You can see that, like, on one side, the sort of eye stalk falls apart, the tentacle falls to the other side, and just like gross, like, weird organs sort of splash out in front of you as you just cut this thing in half.
Yes.
You have your bonus action and movement if you'd like to do anything else.
Is there anywhere that I can hide, like a bush or something?
It's like it's literally like a football field, so there's
okay.
almost nowhere where you can hide. You think, if you wanted to really, really try, maybe you could sort of go prone and lie in the grass. It might be a really difficult thing to do, but it's possible.
Nah, I'll just, let's see. I can't attack, right?
You don't see anybody to attack. And you
okay.
can't hold your bonus action. You can only hold your action for this because you've already used your action.
Can I search for the hidden ones in the ground?
I would say that's probably an action, and since
okay.
you've already used that,
I'll just...
We're still in initiative?
you're still in initiative.
Okay.
Tuyen, that was thoroughly fantastic.
That was very good.
Thank you so much. I guess I'll just stay where I'm at.
Yeah, up next is this barnacle creature. It springs out of the ground. Let's actually see. This one will spring out of the ground. This one actually is going to spring out of the ground behind you, Tisryn, and it is going to... Let's see what it's going to do. It is going to, again, conjure, like sort of pulling out of itself. It almost looks like in a circle of energy, there's a bit of arcane energy gathering. Will you make a Constitution saving throw?
5.
5, yeah. You see this like energy sort of forming around it, and then this sort of lash of cold air sort of slam into you. You take 6 points of damage, and you have disadvantage on your next attack roll, weapon attack roll. As this sort of cold air sort of like spikes into you, almost like crystals sort of stabbing into your side. And then the other one...
That wasn't very nice.
Appears next to Jeeps, who will immediately take his held attack as he slams at it with his metal cane. He will hit, and that will be 4 points of damage. And you see Jeeps, and just cracks the shell of this thing and immediately kills it. It had already been very heavily damaged from you, Rufus, but he kills this thing.
Let's go, geez.
And he sort of does like an incredible flourish of like putting. Oopsie! He puts his silver cane up and then just like flings all the goop off of it that like came off of smashing this thing. It all splatters to the ground.
Oh my God, Jeeps! Well done.
Thank you, sir. Up next is Tisryn. You have just been attacked by this creature that is now behind you. Got hit with this sort of cold energy, which is slowing you down a little bit, giving you disadvantage on your first attack roll. Weapon attack roll.
I do not appreciate that creature. But I still roll a dirty 20 to hit it with my quarterstaff.
Roll damage.
I will roll damage. It is 11 points. 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, you sort of do like an underhand scoop, smacking this thing. It sort of like reels backwards as the sort of eye stalk flares in the air and the tentacle sort of flaps backwards. You can see a big crack in its shell. It's still up though. Still up though.
I also have I will not spend a key point. You don't see me do the special thing, but I just do have an unarmed strike. So
yeah, do it.
Swipe my claws against it, but so only on my next one. Is this also a disadvantage, or is this normal?
No, this is normal.
I've shaken off the effects, but it is no, it's 11.
11. You sort of swing, but because it's rolling back, it sort of quickly moves itself back, and you swing over top of it.
But I also then take my staff and I do the same thing that Jeeps did, and I wipe the goo off of it with the flourish.
Roll a performance check.
That is a 17.
Yeah, you splash all this goop all over Rufus as you do that.
Shit.
Who's right behind you, but it looks cool from the other side. Up next is Jeeps. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Jeeps is going to... Actually, Jeeps is going to reach into the pocket of his suit jacket and pull out like a small bladed circle and try and fling it at this at this creature, which is going to hit you watch as Jeeps flings this like spinning blade. And just as this creature sort of rearing back to leap at you again, Tisryn, you see just like it sawed from behind this as this metal blade sticks out in front, sort of splits the eye stalk in front of it, and it sort of falls to the side, dead. And you all are out of initiative as Jeep says, "Are you all right, sir?"
I'm very well, Jeeps. Where did you get that last tool?
It's something your family was kind enough to gift me with. I have a few if you'd like to take a look. And he walks over. Oh, wrong button. He walks over and pulls this like circular blade out and sort of wipes it off with a small handkerchief. Sort of cleans it off, puts the handkerchief in his pocket, and shows you this little blade, which you can see on the side is marked with the Jones Emporium symbol over there.
This is very nice. I didn't know you had this. I'm very impressed.
Yes.
So badass.
Thank you. It is my job to keep you safe, sir. I hope I have done so.
Jeeves,
Thank you.
maybe
Yeah,
you and
yes.
I can practice tangling?
If the master encourages it and needs me to do, I will.
I need a tangling partner.
If you both would like to, I don't see why not. But can I quickly, before this thing is like fully dead and void of life, can I cast? Are there more? No.
You don't see any more. They're all dead. I'll say that. They have been totally killed, all these three. But their corpses are lying on the ground in front of you.
Would I be able to, if I were to cast Identify on one of them, would I be able to sense any of whatever like magical things were imbued onto them, or not because they're dead?
Let me look up Identify 5e and see what the spell tells me. You touch a without the cast imbued object, you lose property. Magic imbued object. You can try. You don't know what will happen. You don't know if something was imbued onto them. You don't know if this is their natural characteristics. So you can try.
Okay, I'm gonna try and walk over it and put my hands on the one that's closest and cast Identify. I'm wondering if this was done to them, if they like.
Make an Arcana check along with that Identify, since it's a little, it's not 100% clear.
I want to sniff it.
Sniff it. 1 second, and we'll get to the sniffing because that's its own section. I've written it all out.
It's only an 11.
An 11. I think you're not 100% sure. When you cast the Identify spell, you don't find anything of something that would be considered a magic item or a magic imbued object. Doesn't give you anything along those lines. So you can do with that information as you will, but I would say with that Arcana check, you sense that those two things, which would be like, a magic item that would be embedded in a creature or a creature who has been infused with magic of some kind, you're not sensing that from these creatures. You don't know if it's because they're dead or because they were infused, or they were never infused. Sorry.
It's very specific wording there.
It's, it's just, I'm just trying to give you as hard a time as possible and make you go for spells. Tisryn, you put your nose down and smell it. It smells like almost like burnt gas. Like if a stove was sort of like lit, you sort of smelled gas before. But gas that maybe is burned or like burnt metal. It just smells of like, it doesn't smell like you might expect like a dead animal or even like a dead bug to smell. It smells somehow like off from that.
It smells like spoiled gas oven thing. Does not smell like creature.
Can
So
we
where do you suppose
investigate?
they came from?
I don't know.
Could we see if it's like a machine of some kind, or
Yeah, make an investigation check.
like a robot monster, maybe? I got a 9.
With a 9, you see, and these things you've eviscerated these things. They've been cut in half. Their shells have been cracked. You only see physical viscera. You don't see any machine components or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm going to take a scoop of the flesh and I'm going to put it in my pocket to take back to TA
PA Witherthorn?
PA Witherthorn.
Sure. Yeah, you put a scoop in your pocket. Immediately, your pocket sort of becomes damp and heavy. You can see it sort of slowly spreading and like calibrating out. But it's in your pocket. So these three creatures sort of lay here. There doesn't look to be anybody else around. Is there anything else you would all like to do while you're here?
I think we all comported ourselves. Comport is a word that Kolgola uses, my master Kolgola. When we've done well, he says, you purported yourselves with aplomb. This is a phrase that he used. So I say we comported ourselves with aplomb.
What
I
does
don't have
that?
the energy to argue with that.
What does that mean?
We did good.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Is it
we
not
did.
quicker to say we did good?
Yes, but that is not what he said. But he explained what he meant. So I'd like to. Let's go.
Wait, before we go, should we like dispose of these bodies just so no one like finds the monster corpses, or do we care? What's
I'll lift
our
up the
plan?
shells and I'll fly over the ocean and I'll drop them in the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean's like miles.
Oh,
miles
never mind. I thought it was right there.
But there is like what there is like a large, like the field comes to like an immediately a cliff drops, right? So like you can see there's like, maybe 150 feet down, this field just sort of ends and then returns into a sort of rolling natural mountain that extends for miles towards, and you just have such a clear view, you can see the ocean. So you could drop them over the edge of this cliff and sort of you see them tumble and like splat into like a couple of bushes, and like one sort of hits a jagged rock and sort of cracks and sort of spills out in front of you.
So how were they up here? If they're, I don't understand. If the sea is this far away, then what? I don't understand what they are. And he didn't give us any warning that they were large and magical and can do what they did. He just said barnacles. I'm very upset.
I don't see a boat anywhere either.
And if it's a faculty member that's behind this, they have to have some kind of magical, like, arcane ability if they're like enchanting these monsters. So I guess we could narrow down our search by just ruling out anyone who doesn't do magic.
I don't know. I mean, it might be a few people.
True. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we all made it out of that alive and mostly unharmed. Jeeps,
yes. Thank you, Jeeps, for murdering two of them.
Yeah.
You're welcome, sir. Just simply doing my job.
All right, shall we head back? I'd like to have a word with PA Witherthorn.
Sure.
Yeah, you all make your way back. It's uneventful. If you'd like on the way, you can actually take a short rest if you want. Because it's not a quick walk. It's maybe like an hour, but it's sort of calm and relaxing as the wind is sort of blowing through the trees. You're not Tuyen, you're not sort of on alert because you would know who is out to scare you, and clearly they're not much of a threat. And slowly you make your way back to Witherthorn's office.
Just knock on the door.
Yeah, he oh, hello, friends. Back so soon. Is everything all right?
And I reach into my pocket and I show him the scoop of.
You can see sort of what am I looking at? I'm sorry.
You're looking at the some of the remains of the barnacles that you told us to go find, which were very, very large and very magical, and we weren't warned about this. They were very dangerous.
Well, we comported ourselves with the plum.
Well, I must say, come in, friends. And he walks you all in. He reaches into sort of this like small closet on the side and pulls out a bowl and holds it out, and you can perhaps drop that in there. He then goes into his desk and pulls out some more glasses and pulls out a wine bottle and says, "Anybody want a drink? It seems like it's been quite a day."
Sure.
Yes, please. Sure. Yeah, I'll take one.
So he pours 3 glasses, one for Tuyen, one for Tisryn, one for himself. He looks at Jeeps. Would you like a drink? Jeeps looks over at you, Rufus. No, I'm fine, thank you. He says, "Well, I'm sorry, I didn't see them myself, and I had no idea they were magical. That's quite surprising."
You didn't know?
No, I hadn't seen them before.
So no one told you that they were these dangerous, large things, and you just sent us off to face them?
Well, I assumed that you all could handle yourselves. You're talented, smart, powerful, and I was correct.
Yes, you were very correct. We handled ourselves.
Now, hold on. I feel like we deserve some more warning before these kinds of things. You see, you just said barnacles, which are usually very small and not frightening and capable of arcane. It's.
He takes a deep breath and nods and says, "You're right. I'm sorry. I must apologize. I've been at this school for such a long time. I don't always I don't always think of things as the biggest threat as they are. You know, we've had large creatures here before, and I promise if I send you out or if you decide to do anything else, I'll let you know every piece of information I have beforehand. I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize.
Insight check.
Roll an insight check. Are you trying to? What are you trying to divine here?
If this is sincere or if he's just being like, I will obviously tell you, like, very, if he's just trying to please us so we go away.
Sure.
It made me feel very cold. Like a winter wind blew on top of me.
Sorry, they did that to you?
Yes.
Oh,
It had some sort of like psychic attack ability, which I was not expecting at all. But
a psychic attack and a cold attack?
Oh, was it not?
No. That's he's just trying to put the sort of different pieces together. Rufus, what did you roll?
A 5.
A 5. Yeah, you know, you are worldly, Rufus. You have interacted with people. Your parents have sort of taught you how to negotiate. As you look at this older guy, you know, he's not so much trying. He knows who the Joneses are. He's not trying to convince you of anything in particular. He seems sincere in his apology and sincere in the fact that he would tell you next time and that he didn't fill you in. You know, it's not like you like, oh, you 100% believe him, but you don't sense that he is, I don't know. You just kind of can't burst through anything and sort of pick up on anything other than what he's presenting, which may be the truth or maybe not.
Okay.
Do you know of anyone or yourself? Do you know how we could find someone to help us identify these creatures?
Yes, actually, I do.
Giant eyeball. It was weird.
Do you have any of the bodies, or is it just this piece?
We threw them over a cliff.
Yeah, we disposed of the bodies, but next time we could hold on to one.
Yes, that would be best.
But those are that's a scoop of its flesh.
A scoop. Well, you could talk to, or I could send you, in fact, over to Cress in Keelan College. They know quite a bit about monsters, aberrations, just about anything, and they study them as well. So I think maybe if there's something to glean from this, there's no better person to do it than them.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Great.
Thank you so much, sir.
Would you like to do that now, or is there something else?
Yes.
All right. Why don't I lead you over there? He leaves his office. You sort of travel not very far to the west, just over a bridge. Like, it seems like actually these two offices are pretty close to each other. And you come to an office that is like, it's in a building that's covered with trees and looks very like almost unsturdy, but there is a thick iron door which he sort of knocks on. You can hear something like unlocking within, and this large handle turning and pulled open. You see a short, slender elf who is totally bald. They're wearing a white pressed lab coat that's smeared with like streaks of red and yellow, and they have these large glasses with like one magnifying glass on the side. They said, Yes. Can I help you? Witherthorn. What can I help you with today? Who are these students? What do they need?
I'm Tisryn, that's Rufus, and that's Tuyen. But we killed monsters, and we need to know what they are.
Killed them, you say? Fascinating. And how can I help you in this endeavor of killing monsters?
No, we're just trying to identify what it is that we killed. Something was attacking us, and we don't know what it was.
Identifying a monster. What do you have? An eyeball, perhaps? Maybe a leg, a limb? What do you have for me?
A scoop of its flesh in this bowl.
A scoop of flesh. Well, not the best thing, but come in. PA, is there anything I should know before I work with these students? And he sort of just relays that they have been. He says. I simply they came to me and found something of interest, and I thought that this is far from my area of expertise, and I thought I'd send them to you. And sort of gives a smile to Cass, and she nods and says, come in. You see that this office is almost like, it's like a makeshift laboratory with a large medical examination table in the center. There is a desk haphazardly pushed out of the way against a wall. There's like a large examination tools that are pointed and curved and sharp. You also see that in the room is Maplethorn, the small animated tree ant who sort of waves at Tisryn. But Rufus, they wouldn't recognize you out of your disguise and say, "Hello, Tisryn, what are you doing here?"
We killed the monsters. There were monsters and we killed them.
Oh, are you all right?
Yes, I was a little hurt, but I rested and I healed myself with my key, with my inner life force.
Wonderful to hear. And Cress, come on. Well, let's see it. And she sort of gestures for you to place whatever you have in the examination table.
They were like these barnacle monsters with like eyeball, like a singular eyeball, and they also had the ability to use magic. That's all we know, though.
Made me feel very cold.
Magic?
Yeah, the cold wind.
Oh dear, I really wish you could have collected more for me. This is not much to work with. Barnacle creature magic. Listen. I am absolutely crushed with work. I've got multiple things I have to do. It's the beginning of the school year. I don't think I have time for this. There's not much here. However, if you help me, I will help you. There is a guest lecturer coming to campus next week. I'm supposed to chaperone, but I have no interest in doing this. If you take on these duties, I will gladly tell you everything I can divine about whatever this creature is. It may take some time, perhaps 3 or 4 days, perhaps a week for me to find anything out about it. But if you deal with whoever's coming to campus, I will deal with this for you.
Do you think the guest lecturer might wake up at sunrise and do calisthenics with me?
I have no idea. I know nothing about them, and I wish to know nothing about them. I wish to be left to my work.
So we just have to chaperone them for a day.
That's
That's it.
Yes. I think that is Maplethorn. Maplethorn, when we get information, will you deliver it to your friend you over there?
I'm Tisryn.
Hi. Yes. Hi, Tisryn. Maplethorn says, "Yes, of course. I'll bring any information over once I receive it." What do you say? Leave this with me. I will examine it, and more information will be forthcoming from Maplethorn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure's mine. Anything else, friends?
Can I, while we're still having this conversation, would it be visible for me to, like, would anybody notice if I stepped a little bit away from everyone? I just want to cast Find Familiar in a way that no one sees it.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Ugh.
I think Find Familiar takes an hour.
Oh yeah, is there a casting time on that?
That's a nat 20.
What's the casting time on Find Familiar? Because if it is an hour, then we'll have to just wait for an hour.
Okay, hang on.
Although if you had it cast already, maybe you could bamf it in and out.
Casting time is 1 hour. Such a bad time to roll.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you'll have to. Well, here's the thing. If you have this cast already at the top of the day, you can bamf your familiar in and out, correct? Is that right? Anthony, is that right? Do you know?
Yeah, I didn't do that, though.
All right, you haven't done that. Then in that case, you consider leaving your familiar in here, but then unfortunately decide against it. And Hamburger remains a mystery to the masses.
I still want to cast
cruelty.
it.
Okay.
I still want to cast it, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean...
Or actually, yeah.
You leave this room. You can go to bed for the rest of the day. You can do your classes. You can try and do your scare, Ian. You can meet with Lorelei the Collector, Anthony. At this point, it's kind of up to you what you all want to do next.
I want to do my other club if possible.
Yes,
or actually a class, whatever.
We can do your club as well. why don't we do your club, since we haven't done that yet? You head to a building near where the office of the dean was located and make your way inside. It's this well-appointed, thoughtfully maintained lobby of polished stone. And on the right, you see a big mahogany door with the words Student Leadership Roundtable on it, which is your club, the Student Leadership Roundtable. You make your way in, you open the door, it's unlocked, and inside is a large round wooden table with well-dressed students sitting around it. And at the head of the table is a human with coiffed platinum blonde hair, a fitted, skin-tight purple-red suit, and a purple and black cape. They're sort of short with these piercing, sharp green eyes. And Rufus, you of course recognize this as Bartholomew Daresay. And as you sort of take your seat and everybody sort of relaxes, Bartholomew sort of stands at the head of the table and says, "Hello, everyone. I wanted to welcome you to the inaugural meeting of the Student Leadership Roundtable. Obviously, we have some extremely important jobs, which is to make this university run as smoothly as possible and give the best possible experience to students and faculty alike. So shall we get to work, everyone?" Yes, okay. The first item on the docket is complaints about first-year housing. We've gotten many anonymous reports about the quarters being too cramped, about it's incredibly drafty and cold, and that it smells bad in there. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add? Anyone?
Well, they do. Sorry, yes.
Hello.
Hi.
You see immediately that Bartholomew recognizes you and gives you a little excited wave. Yes. Sorry, Rufus, go ahead.
Yes. I was just going to agree with this. Yeah, they are very cramped, and it seems that there have been a lot of mix-ups with the rooms for the first years. I myself have been placed in a room that I didn't know I'd be placed in, and it is very, very damp and drafty as well. So yes,
simply terrible. Simply terrible. Well, why don't we take a quick vote of how to allocate funds? Rufus, will you make a persuasion check with advantage?
I hate it here. You said persuasion?
With advantage.
With advantage. Okay, that was 16.
Yeah, you see, let us vote to allocate funds, all in favor of new funds for first-year housing, and most of the hands go up. Fantastic. The second item on the docket are reports of strange monsters on campus. Some people are saying the whole situation's overblown. Some are saying we should activate campus security for extra protections for students. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add on this front? Looks around momentarily. Well, sorry, Rufus.
Sorry, me again.
Yes,
That's
yes,
me
Rufus.
again. Sorry.
Everyone, this is Rufus, by the way. We've known each
That's
other
fine,
from
you
before
don't have
school.
to do that. Okay, you don't have to do that. That's all right.
Sure.
I'm a first year, but I do think that I haven't had an experience with said monsters myself, but I think that adding extra campus security couldn't be a bad thing. I think, we do have a student graveyard, which is a thing, and I think it'd be good and smart to add more security.
Wonderful, thank you, Rufus. Why don't we take a vote to see if we should activate or allocate more funds for campus security? All in favor? Rufus, will you roll another persuasion check with advantage?
Yeah. 17.
17. Yeah, almost everyone puts their hands up at this. Fantastic. Well,
Great.
we will get around to that immediately. Is there? He keeps sort of like going over. Hold on, I lost my notes. There we go. Going over a couple more things, and the meeting continues on. Not much else of note until Bartholomew finally adjourns the meeting. People are packing up, and Bartholomew, who you can see is now flanked by an older woman who is like sort of standing in the back, but now is standing behind him, and she's wearing like a black and purple pantsuit and says, Rufy, it's simply wonderful to see you here. How was the year?
It's lovely. Sorry, go ahead.
How's the year been treating you so far?
Very well, except for the mix-up with my room, of course. But we're getting it sorted out.
I'm so
it's
sorry.
It's very bad. Yes, it's like a communal restroom situation. It's not. Yes, I really don't understand how it happened. But
have you had anybody been able to sort it out? Would you like me to see if I can speak to anyone about it?
That would be who would you be able to? Well, I did try and go to the dean myself, and you know,
the dean, of course. Yeah. So I've been stopped by Zan twice already.
Oh yes, no, she's dreadful to try and
Yes.
make an appointment, even something like 6 weeks. But who would you be able to talk to that I couldn't?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I could ask my father and see if he's any connections and see if he could sort something out for you as a friend.
Oh yes, well you do know that my father was in the same class with your father.
Oh yes, of course I know that. I was just trying to be friendly. That's all. If you don't want me to, I can leave it to your father, of course.
I listen. I would always appreciate the help. But how are you? How are you doing? How are you? What are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. It was a difficult summer for me. My sister fell ill, and it's been challenging. But I'm extremely happy to be here, and I'm extremely happy to see you. Not a lot of familiar faces, so seeing someone I know just really makes me smile and giggle. I have to say. Listen, Rufus, I was wondering if I could enlist you in a bit of unofficial student leadership roundtable business.
Yes. What does it entail?
You can see he kind of looks around as the room is now empty. I was thinking of throwing an absolute rager of a party for us first years, but I need a bit of help. I know you're not bad with magic, and I know you're being modest. I've heard that you and your friends sort of dealt with something at the orientation performance. I'm not surprised. You're always the brave one. Someone told me that if you head north past the Magpie Library, there's an abandoned manor there that used to be the home of an assistant dean or something. If you could take a look at it, just make sure that the floors are stable, there's no creepies in there. I will spend an exorbitant amount of money on booze and food and decorations and entertainment, and together, you and I will throw the party of the year. How does that sound?
That sounds very nice and doable, and I think I can help you
Lovely.
with that.
Lovely.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure, make an insight check.
Is he like this smiley? Like, is he just fine? That's a nat 20.
A nat 20.
Yeah, is he just very nice? Like, what the fuck is up with him?
He just seems really excited to see you. He seems nice. He seems genuine. He seems like he doesn't like he needs some help setting this up. He seems like he has had a bad summer, and you can see that he is sort of looking at you in a way that you're surprised by how excited he is to see you. And you are sort of pondering that as he reaches out and sort of takes your hand in his and says, oh my goodness, the two of us throwing a party together. It sounds like quite a bit of fun, don't you think? And sort of is just like smiling and looking at you.
Yes, no, it's very nice. So I've got to go. But this has been very fun, and I will obviously take a look at the manor for you. And I'm very sorry about your sister. I'm very happy to see you here. Is that all? Is that all for now?
Yes, for now.
Good. Okay. I get the fuck out of that room.
Rufus, will you take a positive relationship point with Bartholomew Daresay?
I don't want it.
You got it. You got it. That is the first meeting of the Student Leadership Roundtable. I think here, let's do our classes before we round out.
Okay.
First off, let's do the studying phase, which is a DC 12 ability check. Let me know which ability you choose to study with and how you use this ability.
And this is for finding the dancer within class?
That's correct. Unlocking.
Yes, unlocking the dancer within. I'm going to use acrobatics.
Sure. And how do you use your acrobatics? Just describe it to me.
Well, I practice all my, I try to incorporate flips into dance moves.
Love it.
So flips into like with flourishes, flips and somersaults and kicking off walls with flourish.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that. And if you want to add a student dice to that, if you have one, you absolutely can.
Well, I rolled 19.
A 19, yeah. So you have one reroll for your test. What about you, Tuyen? Which ability would you like to use for your studying phase?
I selected performance.
Okay.
I'm going to perform. Like we were assigned a reading, and so I'm just going to read it aloud, like performing it.
Lovely.
I rolled really poorly though.
What did you roll?
A 6.
A 6. So you do not receive a reroll for your test, unfortunately. And finally, Rufus, you are taking Death, Life, and the Spirit. What would you like to use?
I was gonna use nature.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a nature check. How do you use nature?
In terms of life, death, and the spirit, I guess nature through like spirit, like the spiritual aspects of nature.
How do you spiritually commune with nature?
Oh God. I don't know. I just personally, when I think about life and death, I think about nature.
You just sit there and you muse on life and death and nature. In maybe a deeper way than you're used to, you know? Maybe Tisryn sort of notices a moment of meditation before you break it and make sure that he doesn't get too interested. Go ahead and roll your DC 12 ability check.
I rolled a third nat 20.
Amazing. Oh, I made a nat 20 rule for the studying phase, which means you get 2 rerolls on your next on this exam. You get 2 rerolls.
Hell yeah.
That's why I made it. All right, so for performing for the audience, P.A. Witherthorn is teaching this. He's funny, he's charming, he's clearly intelligent and very well read. Sometimes he likes to read monologues or passages from plays sort of to indulge himself in his performances, but he reads them so well that it's kind of hard to complain. And you can tell, Tuyen, he not so secretly picks favorites in the class from those who seem to show the most promise, and you definitely fall in that category. And Stefan is not in that class. For unlocking the dancer within, it's taught by a bubbly halfling named Galaxica with long red blonde hair who's always looking on the bright side of things, very optimistic, clearly well liked by her students. But at moments, you might not run to this, Tisryn, but you can sort of hear people talking. You wonder if she's genuinely optimistic or if she's putting on a bit of a show. And lastly, Death, Life, and the Spirit, which is taught by the half-dryad River the Understanding, which is who is a humanoid with this flowing green and white dress that seems to almost float around them as they move. Their ears come to these long, sharp points. Their hair grows like straight up and is streaked with like yellow, green, and blue. It looks almost like a flower bouquet. They never wear shoes to class, and they seem just generally calm and serene. And you look around, there's not very many students in their class. There's like 6, maybe 8 students. But those who are enrolled are extremely attentive. For your first test, for Tisryn, it's going to be an exam called For Tuyen, it's going to be an exam called Poetical Memorization. For Tisryn, it's going to be listening to your movement instincts. And for Rufus, it's going to be the Spirit Within, Musings on Meditation. Everyone roll a DC 12 insight check to see if you pass your first test.
I'm gonna use a reroll.
All right.
Wow. I will also use a reroll.
All right.
18.
I got a 4.
A 4?
Yes. 18.
All right. So Rufus, you are like in this meditative mode. You like are really with the Spirit Within, and you can see River sort of nod in understanding. Tisryn, you know, your task is to just sort of like follow your movement instincts, which is just like, you don't even have to think about it. You just be yourself. Tuyen, you know, you are not a memorizer, you're a performer. And so the poetical memorization is just not sticking in there. You're stumbling over stuff. But at the same time, it's memorization. It's a performance. So you move on. The next one for you, Tuyen, is classical horizontal rhyme scheme monologue recitation. For you, Tisryn, it's Dance with the Dancer, Choreo 1. And for you, Rufus, it's Describing Death, oral retellings of tales to move the spirit. Everybody make a DC 12 performance check.
15.
15.
16.
16.
7.
Tuyen, this is much about like sharing the monologue, and you sort of click back into what you're good at. Tisryn, you are supposed to like remember steps and do steps, and it just doesn't come. You're supposed to hit the moves, and it's just not there. Rufus, you are pretty nervous to go up and like basically do an oral retelling of these stories of like spiritual experiences, but you get up there, there's so few people, you feel like this teacher is really listening, and it just like runs very smoothly, and you ace your class, which means Rufus, the class boon for this class was that you gain advantage on your first death save, which can be used once per day. That is a class boon that you now have, which you can add to your report card. Tuyen and Tisryn, you both get a one-time student dice, a one-time D4. Tuyen, you get it in performance, and Tisryn, you get it in insight. Mm-hmm. As you're leaving your class, Rufus, students are packing up for their after their last test. You hear River the Understanding's voice. Rufus, would you mind staying behind for a moment?
Sure. Yes, that's fine.
You walk up to their desk, and they look at you and says, My. Never in all my years did I think I would see a Jones set foot in Keelan College, let alone my class. Tell me, what are you doing here? Your father must certainly be tearing his hair out knowing you're here.
I forgot to cast Disguise Self. I had a little bit of interest. My mother has a garden, and I thought maybe I take one class and see how it is. Just exploring my options, I guess.
Just one class. Well, that's a shame. You clearly have a knack for this sort of thing.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, maybe sometime in the future as a hobby or something. It's quite fun. Yeah.
Fun, hobby, interesting. Well, I just appreciate you being here. Your father and I were classmates together, and it brings me nothing but joy to see a Jones in my class.
You were his classmate?
Yes, of course.
How was he at that age?
She sort of smiles and just says, he was interesting. Listen, if you ever find yourself on the wrong side of death, or a friend, someone close to you, don't be afraid to come find me, and we'll see what I can do. I'll be here in the class or at faculty housing. It would bring me nothing but pleasure to assist you in matters of the spirit, Rufus.
Thank you. That's very kind.
And as you're heading out, she looks up and says, Jeeps, good to see you as well. And Jeep says, River, how are you? And steps out of the class. And with that, this is where episode number 2 will come to an end. Unless there's any other pressing business, no. Thank you all so much for watching, for participating, for donating, subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you, chat, for being so active and for keeping me on my toes with everything. I really appreciate it. Y'all are the best. We'll have a week off from Q&A, and then we'll be back next Sunday with episode 3 and see what the hell happens next. I have no idea. Thank you all for watching. Bye, friends.
Thank you.
Bye.